Hello, welcome to this the 2 times video. We'll be looking at coordinate geometry. Now, what comes in your mind when you hear coordinate geometry? Of course, what should come in your mind when you hear coordinate geometry is the x or y plane, also known as the Cartesian plane. That's what should come in your mind. So, this is the x or y plane, or known as the Cartesian plane, where numbers are put or points. And the first thing that we'll be looking at is identification of points on the x or y plane. So I've got point A there. What is point A? Point A is there. So inside point A is passing through 2, and point A is also passing through 1. Now when it comes to the x or y plane, you always start with x, then you end with what? Point y. So in this case, point A, x is 1, comma, y is 2. Then point B, we do the same. So point B is passing through -2, also passing another through -2. But if you start with x, we have -2, comma -2. Then C is here. C is passing through 2, and passing through -1. You can see that we have 2x, then -1 as the value of y. Then D is along the y-axis. Now, note that in the y-axis, x is already 0. In the y-axis, x is already 0. So what we have here is D. That means in the y, the value of x is 0. And the value of y is 3. What if we had a point here? A point here. What would be the coordinate? So if I had a point here, that would be 3. That would be 3, comma 0. In the x-axis, so in the x-axis, y is always what? 0. Now let's look at finding gradient. A gradient is just a change in the value of x, also the change in the value of y. Let's call this as a line. This line is going to have a lot of points around it. Let's call that point, another point, another point. These points, they're going to have x value, also another y value. Also this point has x value, also and y value. This point also has x value and y value. So we can pick any, as long as it's a straight line, any points here. If I want, I can pick this and this to find the change in y and the change of x to give me the gradient. Now, gradient has got a symbol m, which is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's look at an example. So we have this example that says find the gradient of the line passing through coordinate 2, 4 and b, which is 3, 7. You know that gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So what we have here is, we look at the coordinates, the first value here. So y2 is this one, 7, minus your y1 is here, 4, over your x2 is this one, 3, minus your x1, which is 2. So gradient is equal to 7 minus 4, we get 3, over 3 minus 2, we get 1. Therefore, the gradient is equal to 3. Now, what does this tell you? This means the line on the x or y plane. Let me draw an x or y plane. That means your line is sloping upwards, right? You had the line is sloping upwards. So I would say something like that. It's going upwards like that. That's why the gradient is positive. When the gradient is negative, the line is sloping downwards like that. It's going in the negative direction. Let's look at another example. So we have this other example which says find the gradient of the line. Now we have this point and this point. Now careful, we need to see, is this line going down or this line going up? This line is sloping downwards. It's going in this direction. So this is going in this direction. Our first values of x and y will be this, followed by this. So our coordinates are as follows. In the y-axis, x is 0, so we have 0, 4. Then followed by, here, x is 6, but y is 0. Then we can now go on and find the gradient, which we know is y2. Make sure you write the formula first, over x2 minus x1 will be equal to, your y2 is 0 minus your y1 is 4, divided by x2 is 6 minus x1 is 0. This will give you 0 minus 4 give you negative 4, divided by 6 minus 0 will give you 6. Therefore gradient is equal to, now we need to reduce this. 2 can go into 4 and to 6. So 2 into negative 4 is negative 2, while 2 into 6 is 3. So gradient is negative. So it gives that the gradient is negative because the line is sloping what? Downwards. Let's look at the last example. We have this question that says, given that the gradient of the line C, which is 2, negative 4, and D, 3, y, is 3. Find the value of y. So here you've been given that M is 3, and you have coordinates 2, negative 4, and you also have 3, y. How can you find the value of y? First, write the equation for finding the gradient of a straight line over x2, so x2 minus x1. Now we have gradient here, is 3. Now start replacing now. y2 is the same y which is there, so y minus y1 is negative 4, so minus negative 4. Make sure you write it the way I'm writing. There's negative there. Over x2 is 3 and x1 is 2. Then let's go. So we have 3 here, which is equal to y. Negative times negative will give you positive 4, divided by 3 minus 2 will give me 1. Then I have to cross multiply. So 1 times 3 is actually 3 is equal to 1 times y plus 4 is just y plus 4. And to correct the like terms, this should come this side. We have 3 minus 4, which is equal to y. Then 3 minus 4, of course, is negative 1, which is equal to y. Therefore, y is equal to negative 1. So that's what we have for the previous tutor. For personal or private lessons, you can use 0978076090 for more of the videos if you want. So you can use this number and call. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.